Hi guys, peace. I just need a second because my energy is just so like frantic. This Knight of Swords, this Knight of Swords. I wanted to share this message all day, but I had other things to do. I couldn't even slow myself down with eating because I was just so anxious and so excited to get this message out. There's so many things that I wanted to say. Um, it wasn't so much of a Tara moment, but it definitely was an eye-opener, like a real clear day or a day full of clarity. um, so I wanted to share some of those messages. I am very disorganized because of the way that it was happening. I should have walked through my book and wrote it down. I wrote it in different places, so I'm all over the place. But to begin, and also this is my second beginning, so a lot of people might be starting over in whatever aspect of their life, whatever endeavors, whatever projects. You might be starting over again, and that's just life. You fall down, you get back up, you do it again, or you learn something, you're practicing something. But before I go down that rabbit hole, I got 6 minutes in, just like the last video I posted was, I got like 6 minutes in, and I'm just realizing like I'm not feeling this. I scrapped it. And that also kind of, the same message was like, a lot of people who started something with so much fire, with so much gusto, and just kind of ran in. Knight of Swords flew straight in super fast, trying to get to the point. It backfired. It was shot down. It just did not work. And it's like, what I was speaking about was Aquarius season equals quitting season, and we're transitioning from that work harder mentality to work smarter. That's been that's been a collective energy for the past since quarantine, but right now is very prominent. Just knowing, especially after coming out of Capricorn season, which is that hard-headed ram, like shout out to Bobby, go get our energy. Just head to the, what is it, head to the stone, something like these phrases. I couldn't hear it all the way, but just working very hard. And we're kind of going into, now we're moving into, because that was the body and that's physical hard work. Now we're going into the mental, the air, the spirit realm. But oh, please don't start. My nose is fine. And it might also be these incense. I feel a lot of, like, right now I feel very activated. My heart has been pumping. My heart feels like it's in my throat, so I know there's just a lot to speak, a lot to share, a lot to get off my chest. A lot of people, you might want to get a lot of shit off your chest. Some of you might be delivering some news that either is haunting you or like plaguing you because you're not getting something off of your chest, or it might be somebody's nightmare. It might be like something somebody doesn't want to hear. It might cause anxiety. It's causing anxiety for somebody. This message is just like, it needs to get out or it's going to like disrupt the system. But also the message might disrupt the system because that's what it's intended to do. So what I also spoke about was like, damn it, I hate when I have to start over because the messages that I do in that reading, I gotta try to like repeat. But I was speaking, I was like, if indigo children had to be a sign, it would be Aquarius. But then I went on to list like Aries and whatever other disruptive signs there are. But I was like, let me focus on Aquarius season. This is almost like the indigo child era, where we're kind of really roughing up, like ripping up the foundation of this matrix. And this is the also the year of the rabbit, which is going down a rabbit hole and just unveiling or uprooting the truth and breaking down the system. So there's a lot of that, a lot of disrupting of false systems, false beliefs, false whatever. The truth is coming out, and a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. A lot of people aren't ready to hear the truth or accept the truth. And that's also some of the feelings that I feel. It's just like, I realized the truth about something about myself, and I was just started to feel upset with myself. And part of me was just kind of like, all right, but trying to be compassionate and trying to be like the mother, the teacher. And I'm just like, but no, I feel very disappointed and frustrated. I feel frustrated. That's more I would want to say. Like, it's not so much anger, but frustration. There's just a feeling of pent up energy happening, and it's like something has to give. For some of you that have not released some of that energy, but like, and it needs to come out. But also for some people who like the situation passed and now you just gotta like really like finish clearing that out. I hope this is making sense, because at this point this is not how I wanted it to start. This is one of those things that like logic is, even though we're in an air season and it is mental, logic isn't going to make sense right now. Like this is intuition, this is this is being in communication and channeling and just doing, it doesn't make sense. I'm conscious, but this is, you have control, and honestly it would go better if you have control, or at least self-control, but not trying to control the message, not trying to control this flow, because Aquarius are also water bearers. They carry to carry something is like a conduit. You're passing along something. So there's definitely something with the air and water elements here, with feeling and logic, so balancing that out. And then I saw a post that was saying that, you know, the message was basically saying like, you know, the Aquarians carry the wisdom of water. So carrying the wisdom of water, carrying the wisdom, you hold the wisdom, you have the answer, you have the truth. The truth is always there to your availability if you open yourself up, open your mind, open your heart. Just, I don't know how many times I flashed that, but that was like 10, or flashing, like silent flashes. Like imagine if you were deaf and there's just like flashing lights. So I don't know if this is sign language for flashing, but there's something about deaf or like being disoriented, because just now I had a visual of like an ambulance and like coming to, and just like, God forbid, I don't want to tap into that energy, but there's just something about like alarms, like false alarms, or false, but also like flashing, trying to get your attention. All right, so I'm gonna stop with that. Fire. I wrote, I feel fire, ire, desire. I feel me. My name is Desiree. I spell it like desire. But I feel like I feel a lot right now, and I'm not going to suppress it or like water it down, or like tell myself it's wrong for feeling that. It's just more of like, now I'm actually passing this water, these emotions, and I'm channeling it for this message. First, two things I want to start with. First, thank your spirit team. If you are spiritually in tune, this particular message is for the spiritually aware. But if you are not, so like, I don't know who's my spirit team, I don't know who to talk to, I don't know, if you're someone that, you know, just not so privy to it just yet, I just want to say, like, basically just give thanks however you were taught to give thanks. If you weren't taught to give thanks, just hold the feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for your life, gratitude for the fact that you've gotten this far, because it's a miracle that you've gotten this far in this world. Like, tell me that's not. This world is crazy. Look at this, like, you know, and this state of the world looks beautiful. At the same time, it's going to shit in some areas, in a lot of areas. But I give so much thanks, so much appreciation, so much gratitude for my spirit team. Because like, I am stubborn. I'm emotional now talking about it. I am stubborn, because I know so that my daughter is like, she teaches me so much about myself, because of like the macro to the micro. Like, she's me and I'm my spirit team, and I know what it's like to deal with me, like in her, and how frustrating I get, and how like tired, and like, and I'm only human, so I know, like, I'm not only human, I'm human. I'm having a human experience. So that's where these frustrations come from, or these emotions come from. But I know on a spiritual level, like, it's different. There's more like expansion. There's more like a capacity for patience, I want to say. Because that's what I think for. I'm like, thank you. Because I know if this was a human mentor, they would have quit. If you've seen S.O.L, you know what I'm talking about. They would have quit on me. But anyway, yes, I give thanks, because, you know, I could be stubborn and I could ignore the flashing lights, ignore the red flags, ignore myself, ignore my intuition. And I know a lot of that is also, I'm not shaming myself, I'm just stating the fact. A lot of that is conditioned. We were conditioned to not trust our intuition, not trust ourselves. We have been made to be dependent on an external source, an external God, an external system, the government, relying on everything but ourselves. So I'm so grateful for this journey, and the fact that I'm truly learning how to trust myself and the insights and the downloads and the feelings that I get. So that is a message in itself for some people. Like, really take the time to show appreciation to yourself and your team and your collective, physical realm or not. You know, just really take a second to realize that you are not alone, and that you are constantly being watched over, protected, and guided, and that the things that are happening in your life, whether they're disappointments or not, are meant for your highest good. They are meant to teach you so you can be better, so you can have better, right? So oh man, that was, yeah. So yes, the second thing was, this is your sign, this is your confirmation, this is your green light. Do it. Do it. I don't even want to know, but whatever you know, like, that's all that matters. You know, in particular, like, if we're having a one-on-one, this is you. You know in your gut what I'm talking about. You know it in your, get it off your chest. Whatever it is, do it. Whatever, follow your heart and your throat. Like, make sure, like, get in alignment. Get in alignment, because like, you want to express something. You know something at this point. That's what it is. Like, spirit's like, you know something. Now it's time to act. You can't act oblivious. Like, I know. It's kind of like being in a situation. Like, let's pretend this is somebody or me, and I'm like, we made eye contact. And even though you can't guarantee when somebody makes eye contact with you, you know when somebody saw you, and they'd be like, I know you saw me. So it's like, I know you know the truth at this point. I know you felt what I felt. You feel that, because we are connected. This is now I'm talking about, like, higher spirit. I felt you feel that. You cannot deny anymore the truth of the matter, the truth of the situation. Now you need to express that, because anything other than expressing the truth of what you're feeling is dishonest to yourself and creating not only toxins, but disease. So yes, creating toxins and disease. You can get sick simply by lying to yourself. But yes, spirit is like, cleanse, heal by being honest with yourself, because the lies you're telling yourself, the lies you're holding on to, is what's causing dis-ease in your life and your body. So yes, the green light, your angel numbers, like, this is, yes, I didn't mean to say that, but that's how it flowed out. Yes, this is your yes. Whatever it is that you wanted to do, whatever you were scared to do, whatever is like, damn, like, I just need a sign, this is it. This is your confirmation. So please make sure that you are really taking a second, because and I don't know what it is. That's why I'm not gonna tell you, like, oh, like, if God forbid something goes wrong and you're like, it doesn't, I don't know what it is. So make sure that you are in tune with yourself when you hear this message, and that you know your truth, and you take a second to double check with yourself, not with anybody else, with yourself, because you know at the core what it is that you're talking about, what I'm talking about. And then there's these little thoughts, there's these little doubts, there's whatever it is, these little demons surrounding this truth, trying to make it dizzy, trying to make it unsteady. And it's like, this truth is solid, but it's getting buried, so you need to let it out. I see why I needed to start the video over, because and my nose is starting to run, so I'm gonna take that as confirmation. I see why I needed to start it over, because it wasn't coming out this fluidly. Like, now I'm channeling. But okay, now number 3. Now this is really what I wanted to kind of like organize. What I wanted to do with the video was, if this was a series, it would be called Authenticity Series. But if it's not just a phase or a series, then this is just a new era. Excuse me. This is just a new era of being authentic. We're stripping away. Like, we're finding a new sense of authenticity. We're finding a new truth. We, like, okay, what was once true to us, or what was once an authentic face, or what we thought was authentic, is no longer, boom, is done. Here is your new truth. Because the truth is a frequency. You know, there's no, what this is like in a Kabbalah, I read it in a live. Make sure you go back and watch those lives with Melanin Goddess and I. There's a lot of the similar messages, corresponding messages, confirmation. So just, you know, keep up. You don't have to, but it'd be nice. But damn, it's It's a frequency. And there are what they said, but half truths. Like all truths are but half truths and something, something, something. What did I do with the book? The book is hiding right now. But that is to say that, yeah, while you stand in that truth, that is the truth. And whatever truth you decide to stand in, then honor that truth. Like, it's like being in a community. It's like, if you're going to say, oh, I'm a dancer, then be a dancer. Like, there's no fence, there's no like straddling a fence. Whatever decision you decide is what you stand on. And there's no like feeling like, okay, you made a yes, you're standing in your yes, but then you're thinking about the no's. Like, why does that matter if you decided yes? Like, what side are you on? What side do you want to be on? And that's where it's like, okay, make that decision. I made a lot of decisions these last couple of days, and this is why I'm like speaking my truth. I'm sharing this wisdom with you. Just got a mouthful of incense. So Aquarius season equals quitting season. And damn, did I say this already? I almost felt like it felt like deja vu. But I kind of don't know if I spoke on it. I think I did because we're 16 minutes in. I think I did. All right, so quitting season, boom. Just following your heart. If something tells you to leave, at this point, I want to say don't rely on logic, but just make sure that your logic isn't overpowering your heart. Like, if you listening to logic makes your heart hurt, well, not really. I don't want to say that. If you listen to logic makes you feel sick, and I mean in a way of not like denial of the truth. This is where discernment comes in. So please hear me out. If you listening to logic makes you feel sick in the sense that you wish you hadn't made that decision, then maybe listen to that. But if it makes you feel sick as far as like disappointment, like I didn't want to have to leave that, like you know you have to, but you don't want to, that's a difference. But if you feel like you're making a decision because you feel like you have to, but you don't want to, that's the difference. Make a decision because you want to, not because you feel like you have to. That is Aquarius season energy. That is the collective energy coming up. And that's why I say it's quitting season, because a lot of us were working hard on things because we felt like we had to. We felt like a sense of loyalty to some external obligation, or like a commitment. Like, it's no. You see how quick earlier I said something was listed as yes, and that one just came out very easily. This is a no. So yes to whatever you were thinking about earlier that you wanted to do, and no to whatever it is that you don't want to do. It's very simple. Like, that came out. I know you know what it is. We're not playing dumb. This is a series. Go and watch the other videos, please, because I need you to understand where I'm at and why I'm saying the things that I'm saying now, because we're really evolving over here. This is maturity. This is like, I kept like referencing school, and this is like, if we had a cool kids table, if we had a certain grade level, like, you cannot sit here if you're going to lie to yourself, or anyone else for that matter, but most importantly to yourself, because that's where it stems from. Over here, we're open to learning ourselves and our mistakes, and this is not a shame. It's just more of a step to the side. Step to the side. If you're not going to be honest, move. Yeah. So yeah, right now the energy that I'm displaying, if it's not sensed, it's more of a sense of self-empowerment, healthy ego, boundaries, confidence, as honesty. Like, like, this is what it is. What you see is what you get. What you feel, you know what I'm putting down. You know what this is. I don't need to say it at this point. I can show you the energy. That's what I'm channeling. So, like, just again, like, just take the message, take the energy, and just remind the people who aren't used to this. All right, let it flow. That was also the wind current. So if you ain't get it, so Damn, I don't even know where I went off. But also the school thing. I'm gonna go on that tangent because I was talking to myself about this. Like, I said this before, like, yo, respectfully, humbly, and it's gonna be contradicting. But like, I say this modestly, but I haven't been meeting people on my level. And when I said that a little while ago, but I feel like I found the completed version of what I was saying by that, and it is the truth. And it is the truth. It's a half truth though, because I realized that I just dumbed myself down. I dumbed myself down. If you're explaining this to somebody, make sure they understand. And this is to people whoever watches this, do not take offense by this. If the shoe fits, it fits. I'm not watering shit down. I told you, this is the energy I'm in. This is the truth. I dumb myself down in a lot of situations to make other people feel comfortable. I dim my own light to make other people feel comfortable because that's what I was taught to do. And it wasn't directly taught, but it was more of like, people could not handle my truth. People couldn't handle my authenticity, and it caused conflict. And because of my own personality and because of my own nature, I'm very passive and I like harmony. I figured, okay, well, if I can't change them and if I can control the situation, let me do what I need to do to make this harmony again, but externally. Because then now I have all these I had all these issues of like awkwardness and anxiety, and this is coming back full circle. This is why I was feeling the things I wasn't beginning to the beginning of the video. But I was creating disease in myself. I became imbalanced internally because I kept placating the outside world. Like, this is Aquarius season. This is the energy of that. There is no more placating people and pacifying people and making other people feel comfortable. I don't give a fuck. And I say it in that tone for some people who feel entitled, but I also say it respectfully and compassionately that this has nothing to do with you and everything to do with me and what I want. And I appreciate the people who immediately, I don't have to explain that to, that when I say it, this isn't for me. It's, oh, I hear you. I see that. I already saw that. I know that. And that's love. And that's seeing me. And that's appreciation for me. And just loving who I am and wanting the best for me and wanting what will make me happy. That's true love. That's unconditional love. But yeah, before I would dim my light and I would dumb myself down, and I could not understand why I didn't fit in, because I don't belong here with these people. I don't belong here with, I said it. And it's kind of like, to use an example, it's like, when there's a smart kid, Matilda. You have a smart kid in the class and they should be advanced, but for whatever reason they're not. So let's say I'm supposed to be in AP classes. I'm supposed to be in like 12th grade, but I'm in 9th. And I chose to stay. But matter of fact, let's say the example is I chose to stay in 9th grade because my friends are there, because I love them, because that's all I know. I'm afraid to go to the 12th grade. They're all foreign. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be stimulating. It's going to be stimulating and exciting and new. But because I was taught that I belong with the 9th graders, that's where I stayed, and I convinced myself that I was happy because that's what I knew. Just because you know something doesn't mean you're happy. Just because you know a truth doesn't mean you'll be happy about it. And that's the difference, like I said, with the discernment. It's like, just because you know you have to do something doesn't mean you want to do it. But right now we're speaking on honoring your heart and honoring the obligation that you have to yourself and your own true authenticity, your own true happiness, your own unconditional love. I have a line in a poem that says, I'm a leader, not a follower. I follow the rules I feel inner guided to. Big dreamer, sucker for love. Big dreamer, sucker for love. Shit, damn it, I lost it. But what was I bringing it up? See, that's what happened. I messed up my flow. Damn. Big dreamer, sucker for love. I'm loyal to a fault, but I'm loyal to myself first. I'm like cutting some things out. That's what's throwing off my flow. I'm loyal to a fault, but I'm loyal to myself first. I have no qualms of cutting you off, and I will tell you the truth even if it hurts. So when I post a poem, look out for that. Sorry, it sounds a little choppy and I'm cutting with the flow. I'm not sorry. Honestly, I don't care. Now I'm just being rebellious, just to be rebellious. And if that's what you have to do to like say no, when 2-year-olds, when they go through that phase of just saying no, the trouble twos, like you might be coming off rebellious to some people. You might be coming off as a terror. You might be coming off as just so conflicting and so square, like just because the squaring of, I don't know what's going to be squaring anything, because I'm gonna get into astrology for both of us, okay? But just right now, I'm not sure where and what. That was spirit saying, yeah, hurry up and study. study. So for a lot of people, you might be studying something new. You may be switching majors if you're in college. You might be starting college. There's a lot of things that are going to be beginning because you left something behind. So and left the things that people wanted you. You're leaving behind the projections. You're leaving behind the projections that people have on you, that they put on you for what they want for your life, or what they think you should be doing, what they think you should look like. Because a lot of people is living through you vicariously, whether it's your parents, whether it's your friends. It's a small drip today. It's not like but yeah, a lot of people were they wanted your life. They were just like, yo, if I had that energy, if I was them, I would do this. You're not me though. You're not me. And I have another poem that I wanted to write, like just the energy of like, yo, let me really show you why we are not the same, why you are not me. And I think a lot of people really win. A lot of people really like was thriving and feeding off of you and your self-doubt, your self-sabotage, you believing that you were little, that you are mid, that you were like, they really was just enjoying their demons, not them consciously, they're subconscious, like they felt comfortable because you was on their level. They are going to be so disappointed. They're going to be so disappointed when they see you stand the fuck up. This is also like 20 Feet Tall energy by Erykah Badu. This is like, listen to that song, 20 Feet Tall. And I every now and again I have that like that message in my head, like spirit be sending me that song. They just like, yo, stand up. Stand up. I don't know why you keep falling down. Stand up. And I feel like that's the feeling. It's a bittersweet feeling. It's like the disappointment of the things you have to leave behind. The disappointment that you knew this and you denied it for so long. And the disappointment that the people you love would rather see you at a lower state than at a higher state. Or they just, I don't know. There's just a feeling of disappointment here on one end, but then there's the sweetness that you feel and you taste when you really think about your potential, about who you really are, who you know yourself to be. That's the sweetness. And the bitter might be overpowering a little bit at sometimes, but the sweet will be. You don't want the sweet to be overpowering, because you ever had something that's too sweet, like, ooh. So you need the bitter so you could appreciate the sweet. But for some of you, let me just really enunciate. So like, don't quit because I tell you to quit. All right, let me be very clear. But I'm gonna just say this message for some of you that's thinking about quitting your job. Quit. Do it. Obviously, if you have responsibilities, do it responsibly, and I mean in the sense of to yourself, like. I can't even give you that message. I can't explain it to you what I mean. But if this resonates with you, be smart. I'm not talking to certain people that if they misinterpret this message, if they're looking for a reason to, like, I don't know, I don't know. Like if this is somebody with their ego watching this and like they're looking for a reason to confirm their ego, like this is not the message for you. I'm not speaking to false egos. That's what it was. False egos. I'm not talking to false egos. I'm talking to people that's honest with themselves. Even if they're not sharing their truth, I'm speaking to people that are honest with themselves. But yeah, so if there's projects, if there's things that you're afraid of quitting because of what other people are going to think, it's not really your problem. They're going to think it, and what the fuck are they going to do? Nothing. There's a lot of things, there are a lot of thoughts. There are so many thoughts, there's so many things that's being kept inside, and it needs to be expressed. That is the problem. Like, I think that is like just saying shit, and it's like about, this is the energy of be about it. This is the energy of be about it for yourself, aside from other people. If you said something, if you want something, if you set a standard, a boundary, whatever, be about it. This is why you kept falling down, because you kept letting people in. You kept letting people blindfold you, letting people pull a wool over your eyes, because there was the truth. And I said this in the other video. There's things that are, the truth is always there. Even if they're not saying it, you can see it. We all have the gift. We all have the gift of sight and intuition. We all have it, but we ignore it. Whether it's by choice, it's always by choice. Because whether it's the choice because we're choosing fear or what we were taught over what we know, I don't even want to get down that. But regardless of that, we all have this gift. And this is what I'm also using my platform and my voice and my whatever, my being, my vessel, to kind of show people like, yeah, we could all do this. I'm just a tool. I'm not just a tool. I am a tool that you can use, and I want to assist you in your journey. I'm not here to speak for you. I'm here to help highlight the things that you know, like the little quiet whispers. Like, yeah, that one. Self-realization, big yes. That's staring in my face. That wasn't the page I was on. The sun assures that if you do it, it will pay off for you. You will not be rejected. Making a hasty decision. And yeah, it may not make sense to anybody about you. If you're making a hasty decision that feels like something that was, it may look like hasty to someone else, but this has been a long awaited judgment in your own self. You already knew this was coming. You just can't hold it off. And I just told somebody today, I said, listen, the thing about, and this is why I give thanks, because they make my intuition so strong that I can't ignore it when it becomes almost threatening. Or it has the potential to be threatening. Let me not say almost threatening. When it has the potential to be threatening or detrimental to my spirit, because I've gone through some ugly things with my spirit. My spirit felt like it was almost dead at one point. It probably did die, and then it was revived, because you can't kill my energy. You can't kill energy. It doesn't die. It just multiplies and it materializes in something else, right? But I said, the thing about my intuition or my spirit team, when they tell me something or when something is not for me, I can't sit on it long. It will create discomfort. I cannot. They will make me get the fuck. That's my spirit team, and I've said that in many of videos. Like, they will yoke me up, and that's the thing. That's why I say, like, for what is it? The blue pill? No, the red pill is the wake up. The Matrix again, but. It's a bittersweet. It's a gift and a curse. Like having the vision, opening your eyes, waking up to the truth. You can't unsee it. That's what this is about. You cannot deny the truth. You can't unsee the truth. You can't unwake up. You could go back to sleep. That's the blue pill. But once you know the truth, you know the truth. I think once you choose this path, bet on yourself, taking risk. Leaving a job, making major life decisions, choosing self-worth, remembering that you are abundant. Your self-worth is not dependent on, it says, remember that you're abundant. It comes from within, not income from without. Your self-worth is not determined. That's why they said that there's a difference between, like, when they speak about men, they're just like, you could have a man that is rich, and I don't know, whatever the case is, but you could have a man with a janitor's job, but if he has the ambition is a form of abundance. When you have that energy, that endless energy to go after something, that is abundance. You are rich already. It needs to manifest. It needs to be expressed in different ways. You need to get into alignment with it. So this is you getting into alignment with your ambition. Oh, I feel this. This is you getting into alignment with your ambition, because even if it looks like whatever it looks like to other people, you have front row seats to your life, your own. Like, you see things that they cannot see, and a lot of them can, and that's why they stand in your way, because they don't want you to get there before them, or they don't want you to get there at all, because they have no desire to move forward. They want to stay here, and misery loves company. The crabs in a barrel. They want you to know. You know what you want. This is like, pretend I'm the vision. But you know what it is that you desire. You are the only thing that could stop you. Discipline. It does not matter what anyone else thinks, but it is nice. It is a bonus. It is beautiful when you come across people that could support you on that journey, because it does get hard. It's very challenging. We get scared when we take risks. When we bet on ourselves, it'd be like, damn, like, you know, we have these doubts, and it's a spiritual warfare. You have things that's trying to play on your mind, play on your emotions, and it's nice to know that you have other people like, no, I know you, I see you, and even if we are never, like, if we don't move together in the future, like, I want what's best for you, because this is a true unconditional love. That's a true friendship. I want what's best for you, even if it has nothing to do with me. So surround yourself with people like that. Also, I was like, the devil works for God. This is why we have to also unlearn the whole, like, good versus evil battle, that illusion. I think I spoke about that briefly in the beginning, but yeah, like, honestly, like, there's something, I want to say, I'm sure a lot of other tarot readers go through this. I hope so. Maybe it's just me, but there'll be things like in the cards, like, spirit will really place, like, and I say spirit because spirit could be up and down, it doesn't matter, or side to side, whatever. I would be like, yo, spirit sent this to me. Just because they sent it to you doesn't mean that it's a forever thing, right? Whatever it is, a job, an opportunity, it could just be, like they said, seasons and a reason, or lessons and a blessings, whatever the case is. You may have originally thought it was a blessing. And honestly, a lesson is always a blessing, because it's giving you opportunity to expand and evolve and to grow, right? But there's times that it would seem like something was just so right. You were so convinced. And I think these are also tests to your faith. Because sometimes you think that when something goes wrong, or you like, yeah, I was so sure this was it, whether it's a gamble, an investment, whatever it is, in any capacity, you were so sure that this was it, and then when it turns out to not be it, you really question yourself, like, can I even trust myself? And that's how the government, that's how people, that's how life, in a lot of ways, you know, gets us to submit and to give up, and plays on our spirit, because we after, especially if it happens more than one time, we make mistakes. But a lot of times we just tend to focus on the mistakes, because there are times that you make judgments that you're still alive, right? That means you made some good judgments. But yeah, we tend to focus on, we're so hard on ourselves, you know, we tend to focus on the things that did not go right, and we just kind of get stuck in that dark space. Like, this is a part of it. I told you before, this is the rawness of life. This is real living. This is real living. It's not perfect. It's not like, oh yeah, once you're spiritual, once you're in alignment, being in alignment with God means going through these lessons. Being in alignment with yourself means that you signed yourself up to go through these lessons, so that you can gain this knowledge, so that you can gain this experience to become a more whole individual. This is a real message. This is a very real message, because I feel a lot of things. I feel happiness because I can feel the truth. I can feel God in this message, but it's also just the gravity of it. You know, this is a real world. You are going to make mistakes, and you have to accept that. That is forgiving yourself. That is trusting yourself that this is not going to be perfect. But I mean, like, when you think about yourself in a relationship, it's like you can't, unless you choose to off yourself, like, you can't leave yourself. It's really you and you. That's why you have to trust yourself. And that's why I said in a live, if you can't trust yourself, you can't trust anybody else. You can't trust nothing else. So yeah, like, make sure that you become like this with yourself, with your own intuition. Like, we have to stop relying on other people's validation. It's nice. It is appreciated and sometimes very much needed, but it is not the end all be all. You have the final say, the final judgment. That's you. This is you. If I choose to leave everybody behind, that's me. That's my decision. And that goes in any aspect, any way you want to put that. Because if you chose to, that was your decision. That is your decision. But is it nice to know that people care enough to step in the way of that? Because sometimes we make wrong decisions. Like, I'm not even going to go into that rabbit hole. Let me move on. But yes, at the end of the day, it's us and God. And friendships are a beautiful bonus, a beautiful tool on our journey. So make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who are honest with themselves, regardless of how ugly it is, who are real and raw and have unconditional love for you, but of course first for themselves, and build and nurture those bonds with those people. Like, honestly, like, the contracts I am about to start writing up for people, like, we cannot be friends if you are going to lie to yourself, and if you're going to get mad at me for pointing out the lie to yourself. Because honestly, because sometimes we don't realize we're lying to ourselves. You need people that are going to hold you accountable. This is real life. Oh, that incident again. This is real life. I think I got the message out. I might cut the video in case. If not, I might leave it all in one. But this is particularly for, honestly, no, this is for spiritual people. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. So if you are someone who doesn't label yourself as spiritual, whatever the case is, but you know things, you be knowing things, right? Deception is deception. This is why I was speaking a lot about, like, lying to yourself. But you have to find something, a keyword. You know how they have safe words. You need to find something that tells you. Like, I'm trying to find a way to say this, but I'm gonna say it very frankly. You need to find a way to trust yourself when something is not right. Like, when you know something, you need, like, I mean, I guess the only way to learn that is through practice and a trial and error. But and it will come. It will come. But you're going to get to a point where you're going to start to be like, yeah, nah. I'd rather listen to myself and, apologize later than to listen to somebody else and have them apologize to me. And then I'm like, yo, I knew that. Like, yo, honestly, it must be my healthy pride. I don't know, maybe my unhealthy pride. I don't know, but it's my pride. I cannot stand. I have no problem admitting me being wrong, but I can't stand being wrong when I knew I was right. I can't stand being wrong when I knew I was right, bro. Like, that shit grinds my gears. That part is that's what hurts my ego. That'd be hurting my ego. Because I'd be like, yo, I fucking knew it. And there's any capacity. In any capacity, when you know something, it sucks later than when you don't follow your intuition. When regret, that's the feeling. Regret and disappointment are some heavy ass feelings. And I know you're not supposed to regret things because, yes, it's a lesson, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Yes, I know. I'm still having a human experience. But regret, I be like, that's a bitter taste. That's a bitter taste. That's a pill I don't want to swallow. I hate swallowing that. And that's the feeling, and that's why we experience those things. Because when I experience regret, that makes me feel like I never want to do something that makes me feel like this again. I never want to do something that makes me regret myself or my decision. So you could take that one way or another. Yeah, again, I get it. Lessons happen, but this is why it's like you could avoid feeling a sense of regret if you trust yourself more. So, yeah. 45 minutes. I'm sure there's more. And if there is, I will record it and post it. But that is, I think, the gist of what I wanted to get out. And it was sitting on me. And it's time to really wake the fuck up and stand up and stop letting people tell you about yourself. Be open-minded to learning and exploring and expanding, but stop having people tell you about you. Bitch, who the fuck are you? Like, you a stranger to me. You a stranger to me. You know me but 5 minutes. Like, that's the energy. Like, stop letting strangers tell you about yourself in a negative way. And not constructive. I mean a destructive way, and I posted that. Let them tell you about yourself in a constructive way, because they may have a clear view of you that you and people around you that have known you for years don't have, but not in a destructive way. You are not going to tear down what I took years of building. I don't fucking know you. You could get. Let me stop. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being present. If you listen to the end, I really appreciate you. And if not, you don't gotta say all of your thoughts. Have a great day, guys. Peace, love. DM me if you want personal readings, spiritual conversations, Reiki. I am open. I have more to come, so please, thank you for your patience. Stay tuned. Ashe.